So this is Miss Creelman, and what was your ISP?
My ISP this year was learning to crochet, and it's something that I did in the past a long time ago and enjoyed, but haven't done in years. So I thought I wanted to revisit it for a couple of reasons. I thought it's creative, and also it's very calming. So it's something I'm able to do, watching television, or if I get stuck someplace and I have my crochet, I can always pull it out and do a little.
So what were a couple of the challenges that you faced while attempting crochet?
Well, not being perfect at it right away was kind of frustrating. It is an art form, and it took me several attempts to remember just how to hold the needle and the yarn and to make the different patterns. Some of them were very challenging, so it was difficult to learn some of the patterns, but I was able to find an online community where there's, believe it or not, there's a whole world of people who crochet out there. And there were a lot of videos that were very helpful to me and helped me build my confidence up.
Okay, and what are a couple of things that you made crocheting?
Oh gosh, I made a ton of infinity scarves, that you wrap around a couple of times. I made one blanket and I'm halfway through a second one. I made little boot cuffs for one of my nieces and a little baby hat and matching booties for my brand new grandniece Nora Jane.
Nice.
So,
as a senior Phoenix teacher, you've certainly seen some pretty cool ISPs. Could you name a couple of the particularly cool ones that you've seen?
Sure. And you're right, there are so many, and every year I'm just blown away by the breadth of what people do. There's such a wide range. But thinking long-term history, one that I remember very, very well is we used to, in senior English, we used to teach a book called In Cold Blood by Truman Capote, and it was about a true story about a horrific murder of a family, 4 family members, mother, father, and 2 children. It happened in Kansas, late 50s. Anyway, we read the book, and I had three senior boys that year who, for their ISP, they went to Kansas. They went to Hays, Kansas, and they followed the path of the investigation into the murder of this family, and they met and interviewed many of the people, the sheriff in town, people in the cafe that were mentioned, family members, people in the court who were there once the 2 perpetrators, 2 murderers were caught. So it was pretty fascinating, and they put together a whole binder of their experience, and they were able to interview some people and find out some things that they hadn't read about in the book. They were privy to some pictures in the court and also in the library that had not appeared in the novel or in their research. So it was very authentic and original, and they had a ball. As a matter of fact, one of the boys who lives in Austin, he's a drummer, and he IM'd me recently asking if I still had the project, because it had crossed his mind. He was wondering if he could have it. So yeah, so it meant something to them, I guess is my point. And
So that's just one of the awesome projects that you've seen. Another question, so say I'm a sophomore and I hear about this thing called an ISP.
Okay. Yes, you should come to Phoenix.
And what is an ISP?
Okay. ISP, Independent Study Project, is just, it's an opportunity for the Phoenix students to design and delve into an area of interest that may be completely separate from English. Okay, this is an English class, gets them AP credit on their transcript, but we recognize that you are a lot more than just that. So we wanted to give you an opportunity to do something independent, and this has worked out really well. We have some kids who are very skilled in English, so they tend to write poems and stories, but we have a lot who have skills in other areas, whose strengths are maybe more math or science or computer, engineering, music, art. So this is a way that they're able to bring in those attributes, those skills, and get credit for it in an English class.
Awesome. And just as a final question, what are three traits that you see, or maybe just one or two traits you see in every successful ISP? Just
That's a great question, Bergeron. I would say it's evident that the student worked or was involved with it on a fairly consistent basis. That we all work we work on something really hard and then we let off for a while. But the best ones seem to be ones that the student has stayed with, that has worked on over time, and so growth is evident. And it's clear that they just haven't put in a couple of intense weekends on it.
awesome. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you.